Hi, I'm J.E. Irvin, and I'm here today to tell you about my books. I am the writer, the author of a Hopewell mystery series. It includes 3 books. The first is The Dark End of the Rainbow. The second book in that series is The Rules of the Game. And the third book in the series is The Strange Disappearance of Rose Stone. These books have received a number of awards. The first and third won the Whodunit Award given out by the Key West Mystery Fest Fiction Writers Association. The second was a finalist in that competition. The Strange Disappearance of Rose Stone also was a finalist in the Killer Nashville Silver Falchion Award competition. So I feel very good about these books. They take place in the fictional town of Hopewell, Ohio, and each features a different inhabitant of the town and talks about and tells the story of their traumatic childhoods, their pasts, and the mysteries that they need to solve in the present. But today especially, I'd like to talk to you about my most recent novel, A Principle of Light. I'm proud to be one of the 2021 featured authors in the Ohioana Book Festival, featuring this particular book. And this book, as all our books are, is very close to my heart, but this one has a very special meaning for me. A Principle of Light is dedicated in memory of a very dear friend of mine of over 30 years, Nilison Gokay, who unfortunately contracted ALS a few years ago and passed away. Before, however, she got that disease, she and our other friend, we were a trio of adventurers together, Jeannie, the 3 of us talked about and shared my stories. When A Principle of Light, the short story, won a competition, they said, "Oh, there's more to the story. You need to write more." And once Nilison did get the diagnosis of ALS, I decided that I had to expand on the story to honor her courage, her perseverance, her strength, and the generosity of her soul, which is exactly what she was, that kind of a person. But before that began, I asked both her and Jeannie if I could use their names for the principal characters of the book. They agreed, and so here we have A Principle of Light. Let me tell you a little bit about it. Nilison Yilmaz Dolaganian is a Turkish poet whose past harbors sorrows and intrigue. Jeannie Marlack, an American photographer, chafing at the restraints of her current assignment, is eager to cover a story that will elevate her career. Caught in the turmoil of a seething Turkey during the political upheavals of 2016, the 2 women, strangers to each other, witness a bombing in Istanbul that brings them together and sets them on a path of danger. Traveling the length of the country in an attempt to elude the mysterious men who are pursuing them, Nilo and Jeannie uncover secrets about themselves and each other. Truths which challenge them to decide what they are willing to risk for art, for the truth, and for love. Because this book is so dear to me, and because of the person to whom it's dedicated, I have pledged that 10% of the proceeds of the sales of this book will be donated to the ALS Association. I thought before I go today that I would read you the opening paragraphs of A Principle of Light. Istanbul, May 2016, 8 a.m. In a vacuum, light travels 186,282 miles per second. Nielsen wrapped the gun in a sweater and hid it in the space between the dresser and the wall. The footsteps in the hall receded. She returned to her correspondence. Satisfied with the request for asylum, she addressed it to the British Undersecretary and signed her full name, Nielsen Yilmaz Soliganian. She pushed up from the table with her good hand. Her knees protested, sore after the long walk from the village of Gebze. She glanced down at the trunk, the books within sealed beneath a padlocked clasp. When I die, who will keep my words? Now that she had decided to stop writing, the question no longer mattered. Perhaps they were always meant to be lost. Still, it was difficult to let go. Her words were her children, the only ones she would ever bear. The odor of rotting fruit and mold, reminders of the decay that awaited the discarded and the unwary, drifted in through the open window. A few streets away, tourists shopped or stopped to inquire about the best place to eat in Golden Horn Harbor. Few ventured to this block that housed the crush of immigrants seeking what all the self-exiled wanted, a new beginning. Nielsen squinted into the brightness. Odd how the light bent itself to embrace the trunk, its ironclad corners rusty yet unbent. I hope that gives you a taste of the story, A Principle of Light. I would very much appreciate you considering it as a good read. I think you will find it compelling and the characters very interesting as they grow through this experience that they have in Turkey. I also invite you to visit my website where you can sign up for a newsletter. My newsletter comes out every 2 months, so there's one going to come out the middle of April. And in that newsletter, I provide some exclusive content regarding my books. I also inform you of upcoming events, assuming we get back to them soon, I hope, and also offer giveaways. You can also contact me on Facebook. I have a personal page and a book page, and I would consider it a great honor if you would visit me, tell me what you think about the books, and let me know what you're reading and writing. Thank you. Have a good day.